Julius, let me ask you, when you first heard about this idea that there was a World Basketball Day, what did you think?
There are a lot of firsts this year. NBA play-in, for one thing. And when I first heard about that, I was a little skeptical. I was less skeptical about this because I was kind of made aware by John DeLever and his team that the Hall of Fame was really looking to up its game in involving Hall of Famers in terms of recognition, home and abroad, and obviously not just the American Hall of Famers, because there's Hall of Famers in the Basketball Hall of Fame from all around the world, and it's not a gender situation, and it's not prejudiced in any way other than just to say we've probably been missing, some of what's been there right in front of us, and now we're gonna address it. So when that call came, I figured this came out of maybe one of those conversations, and you said it came out of a bigger conversation, with politicians. But my feelings were that I've always been a supporter of the Hall of Fame. At one time, I was a trustee, and I proudly wear my 1993 Hall of Fame ring that John's going to upgrade one day, right?
As soon as I finish polishing it.
So that's what I thought about it.
I want to ask
Now
you,
what I think about it,
Yeah.
it's been great. I mean, now my speech is over. There's a lot of pressure. A lot of pressure following you, bro.
well, yeah, I'll give you an easy one. I want to ask you about the playground, which is a universal language, and it's one of those things, to me, it's like the last best communal space on earth. Nobody checks your credit, nobody checks your ID, nobody checks your citizenship. There's no commissioner, there's no gatekeeper. It's a space where the only rules are those that are agreed to by the people who are there. You would always go back to the playground even when you were a pro. What was so important to you about that space?
Even in my documentary, The Doctor, I talk about, finding your happy places in life. And, now at this age, at 73, it's sitting in my study with YouTube on, smoking a cigar and drinking a little bit of Camus. But before, it was going down to the park, and whether it was in Hempstead, we go to Campbell Park or Kennedy Park. Roosevelt, we go to Roosevelt Park. And as a teenager, we tried to go to parks all over Queens and New York City, looking for games, looking for competition, looking for the next level up. And I've got a lot of stories just about going from Hempstead, Long Island, and Roosevelt, Long Island, where I was till I was 18 years old, and going places and playing in New York City or Queens or Jersey or whatever, and then revealing where we were from, and the guys who we beat get very upset because they say, I didn't think they played ball like that in Long Island. What are you talking about? You you guys beat us, we're embarrassed now. So the parks will always be a haven of sorts that will allow you to clear your mind and maybe open up some passages in some thoughts in your thought process to find solutions to big problems, big and small.
Yeah, so that's, imagination, elevation. What are some other things that go on a basketball court, just playing basketball?
Well, there's bonding that goes on when you find a player who you really have a good chemistry with, and like the two guys that I introduced here, Don and Al, and there was a third guy named Archie, and Archie Rogers, and he and I were best friends in our elementary school days, and whatever, and we just clicked. I was the quarterback, he was the end, and I just throw the ball, and he'd find a way to run under it and catch it. It made me look good, and we play 2-on-2 against guys, girls, men, people who were good, people who weren't good. We just had that chemistry, and our birthdays were like 2 days apart. You know, I was the 22nd, he was the 20th, so he was 2 days older in February, 1950, and I think I've always had, you know, a running mate like that. You know, somebody who was your best friend, and doesn't have to be the same sex. Could be, you know, the opposite sex. Being your best friend and friend in the truest sense.